Learning without thought is labor lost. Thought without learning is perilous. Pedagogy. Pedagogy refers to the teaching profession as well as the science of education. My dear students, we have to study very hard using this subject, using the knowledge that we have in the previous cycles about what is pedagogy, what is education, and how pedagogy contributes to the education. During this academic period, we have or we are going to follow these rules and respect the following agreements. The rules. The most important is to avoid distractions. All phones should be mute. Be respectful all your classmates' opinions. Be aware of strong language, appropriate online behavior. Avoid posting or sharing negative and offensive comments, posts, messages, photos, and inappropriate material. Agreements. Keep informed about readings, activities, and course assignments by attending daily. Do all the tasks, forms, and activities detailed by the academic program and the tutor, in this case by me, that are established in the time and the form. Okay, it's important to be very punctual, and if you have questions or doubts, please ask. Let me know. Learning components. To have the best clear idea about the learning components, I want to present this chart. In this, we have every component and resources and activities. The first component, learning in contact with the professor, autonomous work, practical and experimental learning activities. In each one, you can see the different activity and the different resource that we are going to use during this academic period. Objectives. What are the objectives for this subject? What we are going to improve or to get or to achieve? The students will be able to analyze the different pedagogical trends and pedagogical methodologies, which are used in different combinations with different groups in order to improve their future students' learning outcomes. To differentiate the educational theories and strategies of teaching process, as well as the emerging didactic trends in order to handle the teaching and learning process of English language. The evaluate of teaching style and plan activities in order to promote higher order thinking skills within the learning process. It's important to have the best clear idea about what we want to achieve. Okay, remember that. Learning outcomes. Recognize the elements of pedagogy as a science of education. When you finish the academic period or the cycle, you can't do that. You handle this knowledge or you improve this skill. The second learning outcome explains the different pedagogical trends and pedagogical methodology. Contrast of theory with practice. Remember, what does it mean? What does pedagogy mean? Pedagogy is related with teaching, critical thinking, practice, and another words that you can relate, that you can use to define pedagogy. Evaluation criteria, what are? Okay, I expose or I present you this chart. In this you have all of the indicators, okay, about the evaluation criteria. In this you have the component in each one. Okay, you have for example learning assisted by the teacher or by the professor. Okay, you have different components, different such as practical learning of application and experimentation, autonomous learning activities, and each one you have the first evaluation, the second evaluation, and the third evaluation. You have the different indicators that are graded or will be graded. Bibliography. Respecting to the authors, this is important to reinforce. We have to present this, or I'm going to present this bibliography, but it's not my bibliography, my guides, or my books. I respect all the authors for the reason in this chart you have the author, the book title, the edition, the country, the publication, and other details. But I think the most important idea to present this is to know who is the author and what is the main or the basic book, the basic bibliography that we can use to improve our knowledge about this subject. Okay, the first and the most complete is Practice Theory Perspective on Pedagogy and Education. And the other is Pedagogy and Practice Teaching and Learning in Secondary Schools. Okay, I think you have the more details of this, and you can look for in the webs, and maybe you can read, you can expand your knowledge. I think it's important to pre-read or the next to reinforce the knowledge. Or after our working, you can read again and reinforce the ideas. To reflect, I want to express this idea or this thought. Education does not transform the world. Education changes people. People who change the world. Remember this man who is the father of pedagogy, Paulo Freire. To reflect, it's important to think of his words that have a lot of meaning, a huge message for our activity as a teacher. Thanks so much, but if you have questions, let me know.